What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to see what kind of BS these BS characters are. But we're going old school. We're going to be using Rugal, Nightmare Geese, and BS Chrysalid. We're going to leave out Ignis and Zero today because I really want to show some focus on some of these older characters, because everybody's looking for the new and big thing. But how strong are these characters, and what can they actually do when they're really well built in something like the Immortal Nix? And the thing about this that's just going to be really awesome is we're not going to be using any PG rating. We're going to try to hit that 500 million with one team. Now, I know this isn't free to play. I realize these characters are going to be super well built, but once in a while it's just good to have a little fun and show off and flex a little bit with your characters, right? I mean, that's why we invest so much into these characters. So I'm coming at this from a little bit different perspective than what I have in the past, but I think it's good once in a while to have a little fun and show off some serious power. So, Chrysalid here is going to give us that 60% increase to boss fighters. And by the way, another reason I'm not using Ignis and Zeros because I just don't have them at 5-star. I don't have them leveled up as much as these characters, and I really just want to go all out over the top today in this run. So for Chrysalid, we're going to be running the City of Darkness set right here, which actually increased attack by 13% and then has a 30% increase to target's damage received by 10% for 8 seconds upon landing a skill on a 20-second cooldown. Really nice little set. And then we got a option card that increases blast damage. We're going to use in 3PG. But here's where it gets really interesting. And this is going to highlight, I guess, Chapter 5. And what's really kind of good about it is that you can add these imprint stones. Now, one of the imprint stones is going to add some extra starlight damage, which is going to synergize very, very well with Chrysalid because he has starlight in his kid. But this other one, we're just getting HP. That chill damage doesn't mean nothing, but because we're getting all the extra CP, we're getting plus 2300 CP. That does make a lot of difference in the amount of damage that we're going to do. And then with Geese here, Geese doesn't have the moon and star-shaped imprint stones. So he's just got the 3 imprint stones here, and then we just have a 7 night set on him. So yeah, like I said, this is not going to be a free-to-play video by any means. I realize a lot of you don't have these cards. I get that. But again, it's just fun to once in a while do this kind of thing. And this set here actually increases shock and darkness, which is amazing for Geese because he does have shock and darkness. That is nuts. Oh, great set for this character. And then we got the option card that increases blast skill damage for Geese. And then we have Rugal. Y'all know he's my favorite. And then we got Serena here. Rugal is not going to be benefiting from the bonus option that the Serena option card has. With the tagging in, getting the extra damage, since we're not going to be tagging in, we're not going to get that. We're just going to have a solid 34% attack on this Fest set. Then we got the increase to blast skill damage because Rugal's 3PG does do blast skill damage. And I got, of course, you guys knew this was coming. I got my Rugal built pretty freaking amazing. I got him built very, very well. Matter of fact, I got this decreased active skill cooldown by 2 seconds upon landing an active skill on a burn, poison, or bleeding enemy. Rugal does do bleed, so he's actually going to lower his cooldowns, which means we're going to be able to do our skills more often. And this is on a 5-second cooldown, and this is just something fun to do. I do have the 3rd imprint stone for this old boy. Let's see if I can find it. Right here it is. This is increased active skill damage by 10%. You know what? Let's go all out. Let's slap that on. Now we got 92,000 CP. We'll just slap that on him. Insane CP, right? Between these 3 characters, we got 249,000 CP. So let's see if we can jump in here and do this. Okay, so believe it or not, this is the 2nd time that I'm doing this because I'm finding Immortal Nix, he has that small hitbox. So even though we're using these OP characters, they actually miss a lot of their attacks. And sometimes they just kind of go off in their own little direction and they kind of have a mind of their own. So we'll try this again here. Okay, go back to Chrysalid here. Now, when I was practicing earlier, this wasn't too difficult. Now, we just want to build up that 3PG. All right, here we go. Okay, so now Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. See, Geese is kind of going off his own little direction. It really annoys the shit out of me. Like, stay on point, Geese. Stay on point, buddy. Oh, bummer. I was hoping we'd get the reset there, but we didn't. Now, the beautiful thing about these guys, well, there's a lot of beautiful things about them, is the fact that they all have 30% PG rate in their cores. And that really does make a difference as far as so now we got Rugal doing his 3 PG. Now look at this. Look at this. Oh, that was perfect. Even though we don't have any PG rate leadership at all. Look at that. That's how insane the BS characters are. They are total BS, right? No pun intended. Just nuts. Oh, that they can do this. Just crazy. People always ask me, you know, should you wait for the collab or should you wait for BS? Should you pull for SS and so on and so on. These characters are just so freaking over the top. And granted, they are well built. I mean, my Rugal and my Chrysalid are super, super well built because I use them in Guild Raid and I love both of them. Okay, so originally I was just going to do one team, but I decided to go ahead and try run with Ignis, Nightmare Geese, and BS Orochi. And this time we will have a PG rate leadership because Orochi does offer the PG rate to these BS characters, and then we're going to have Geese, of course, for the Darkness, and then we're going to have Ignis also for Darkness. That way we can try to highlight Ignis as well. We'll see if we can get 500 million with this team. Now, I ended up putting the City of Darkness set on Orochi, and he just has the 3 Emperor Stones, but he's got 5 Emperor Stones too. So he's really, really set up, and we got poison damage, but the extra HP is adding extra CP. So we got 5 Emperor Stones on this guy. So he's all jacked up as well. And then you already saw Geese. And then for Ignis, we're going to run the Serena set. We're just going to use the same card set as what we did for Rugal. And we do have 1 Imprint Stone. I don't have 5 Imprint Stones. I actually ran out of gold hammers. But we do have 4 Imprint Stones on this guy. And this Imprint Stone does offer extra darkness, which is pretty awesome for Ignis. Now, Ignis does have 30% PG rate in his core. So let's see how well we do. Okay, so I had to try this a second time because I noticed I was doing something wrong in the last run. So this is actually freaking insanely OP team right here because we have 2 characters with darkness on them. And now that we got that PG rate leadership, we're going to be able to do our PGs a lot, or our supers, much faster because all these characters have 30% PG rate in their core. And Ignis here, the beautiful, look at this dude. So we can easily build up our 3 PG with Ignis like it's nothing. And on top of that, apply darkness as we're doing it. Let's go. Oh, and on top of that, here's what's really crazy about this. And we're getting a lot of damage from the fact that we're applying an insane amount of shock damage, right? Ignis has all that shock damage in his kit. And so does Geese, which is wild. Just get our 3 PG ready, and boom, here we go. The only thing I'm trying to do is make sure that Orochi does his 3 PG. That's really very important. Because we don't want to do his default. It's just too short. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's go. And Ignis here is just bonkers, right? Look at this dude. He just builds up his 3 PG like nothing because he can do that second, drop his cooldowns easily by a second, right? That is nuts that he can do that. Oh man, look at this team go. They are whooping the crap. Oh crap. Well, we did the default. We didn't really want to do that. Hopefully old Geese don't die. That would not be good. And now, while Geese is doing this insanely long skill, we can just hit the button here. Decrease our skill cooldown. There we go. Nice. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm kind of guarding with Geese right now to make sure we don't die. Nix is doing a ton of damage. I mean, look at this. This is crazy. This is just nuts, man. And he's 3-star. That's the funny thing about this. So on this team, we got one character with 5 imprint stones. Right? We got another character that's level 30 that has 4 imprint stones. And look at that, 23 seconds left to spare. This team absolutely destroyed the other team. Even though the other team had, you know, Rugal with 5 imprint stones. That is just crazy. And that's because we were applying all that darkness, all that dot damage, right? You know, you got double dot on 2 different characters in Geese and Ignatz, and they were just destroying this thing. No dot explosion. That is crazy. So there you all actually got to see, you know, this video was intended just to do one team, but then I was like, nah, screw it, man. Let's go ahead and do a run with Ignatz and Orochi, and let's see what happens. And as you all saw, the BS are BS. Jesus Christ. Freaking nutso damage. So let me know how y'all feeling about the BS characters absolutely destroying Immortal Nix. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.